Taurus, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy for the next week or so via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. Happy new day, new week. We are in April. Whoop whoop. I apologize. It's taken me a minute to get to these readings. It's been pretty busy on my end, kind of hectic, as Aries season often does bring up either or, right? It's fire season. So we start to see more momentum. There's a lot going on. And even though we don't necessarily have a lot of new options and opportunities coming our way, we're still setting the groundwork. We're setting the foundation. Aries season rules the house of self. So it's a great time to invest in ourselves, in what we want, in what we're hoping to bring in our life, right? So that we're living our happiness, we're living our fulfillment. And people, relationships, communication, how that's actually faring in our day-to-day is being highlighted right now with Venus and Mercury in retrograde. Whew, sorry, that was hot. It burned my little fingies. So we do have to make sure, or be careful, right? Be careful of those things that might, quote unquote, burn us in the long run. And that's where there is this call to awareness, being aware around who and what you are inviting into your environment. Not all is as it seems. That's definitely been highlighted in the astrology lately. There's a lot of karma, life lessons popping up, a need to be open to change, open to the flow, not necessarily resisting it, again, because that can get us into some messy dynamics in the long run. So that's why I like to start off with these energy cleansings, just kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any of those blocks, obstacles, limitations we might be coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention for the reading as well, especially if you've come in to this reading with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over, be open to receive. It's an awesome way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how things are specifically faring for you, or if you're looking for more of a rebalancing, a realignment of yourself, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we feel grounded, when we feel solid, secure, empowered, it really does help us live our quote unquote best life and gives us the opportunities to make choices that bring us happiness and fulfillment, right? And that's so important. We all deserve to live that kind of life. So definitely hit me up if you resonate, vibe with my energy. I would love to help. I would be honored to support in whatever way possible. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, Taurus, with that, let's get into it. Okay. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God. Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama love. Let's put this guy off too. All right, Taurus. So the energy's kind of been up and down lately. What I kind of think, or what is bringing in some peace, some comfort, is we are contending with things that we know, things that we've already had a heads up around. We've been dealing with this for quite some time. Like I said, kind of that past karma, past life lessons that are popping up that we need to deal with, i.e. that Uranus in Taurus, that is forcing us to deal with what is coming our way head on and not turn a blind eye to it, because if we do, it can get very messy. It can be very dicey. And I'm kind of seeing this time collectively as like we're all trying to do our best to find the surface, right? Like swimming through all the muck. There's a lot of craziness. There's a lot of different things coming our way where we have to decipher between quote unquote right and wrong, or what is highest and best for us, and not necessarily getting, distracted, bamboozled, taken advantage of, etc. It does look like you are kind of having a come to Jesus moment, or something that is starting to culminate this week. I can feel this in your energy. You feel nervous for some reason, Taurus. Yeah, you feel nervous. And I think there's something that you're kind of seeing, understanding, realizing. I feel like this is an epiphany. It's a good thing, but it's a humbling thing at the same time. Okay, so maybe you do kind of need to disconnect. This could be from technology, but this can also just be like sometimes I'm hearing like for some of us, it's like sometimes we just get too enmeshed into situations and we need to take a step back. When we take a step back, then we kind of get a grip on what we're thinking, on what we're feeling, and we come back into that dynamic with a fresh perspective. Because it does look like I said, some stuff is coming out this week. Shit's about to get real. You need your people around you. So making sure that whatever level of support you have, definitely invest in that this week. As I was saying in the very beginning, there's a lot of ups and downs. We're still kind of seeing that water element come in and take over. And that's because there's this huge cluster of planets in Pisces right now. And it's also, the South Node is in Virgo, so it's making it really hard to take care of ourselves. We're feeling all these things. Like I said, it kind of just feels like blurry, and how do we get to the surface? You're dealing with something that has a little bit of a poor me mindset. Yeah, this is definitely a victim mentality. This is definitely something that like you've been picking up for quite some time. Maybe you feel like you have to be secretive about something. You are being shady. That's what it says. And here's the thing. I mean, the Rebel deck is kind of, whatever, controversial, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes we need to be shady is kind of what I'm hearing. I think what I'm hearing is like you have a good reason for this, especially coming through as the High Priestess, Taurus. There is something that your intuition is telling you, and while someone else might not like it, they might not fully know quite yet, while they might not like it, it's one of these things that is about to come to head. And I feel like you know this. I feel like you are kind of preparing for this is what it looks like. Yeah, you've been preparing for this actually for quite some time. And it's forced you've kind of had to do a lot of legwork, but it's appropriate. That's what I'm hearing. Like maybe you feel that way. You've like had so much on your plate, but this is your life, right? This is your life. And perhaps what you're maybe being a little bit shady about, unethical about, is your approach. You might kind of know how to manipulate someone or something to get what you want. And it does look like someone's following suit. Like I feel like it almost looks like you're not getting an answer, a response out of someone, something that you were really hoping would go a certain way. And maybe you do a little bit of like manipulation behind the scenes is what it looks like. But I'm also saying be careful with this energy. You might be trying a new approach, like I was talking about in the very beginning, and it might actually be something that works in your favor. However, it does also look like if something finds out, or if something comes out, this might hurt someone. This might be something that gets messy quickly. There might be a fight. There might be a fight between a couple different people. It might not necessarily include you, but you might be the catalyst. You might be the fire starter. You might have two people fighting over you. If you're in a third party dynamic, that might not resonate for everybody. But you're kind of in this place where like whatever this is, you're choosing yourself first. you're choosing yourself first because something hasn't been honest with you. And even if you aren't going about it in the best way, in the most upstanding way, I don't know, I'm seeing maybe you give yourself a little bit of a hall pass this week. No judgment on my end. Like, I feel like this is something you feel like you need to do. And it's kind of like sorry, not sorry is what I see, because it's actually taking you to a point where like you're the one in control, and I feel like that's what you want. It looks like there's a lot of other people weighing in on the situation, and you're over it. Like, you have your own ideas about how you want to proceed forward, and that's what you want to do. And I feel like with you as the high priestess this week, Taurus, you're listening to that. You're just saying this is what it is, and this is how it's gonna be. And you might not be giving certain people attention, the attention that they want. There might be some temper tantrums over here. That's why I would encourage you, if you push too much or provoke someone too much. Like, sometimes we need to feed people's ego a little bit. And honestly, right now, the moon is tensely aspected to both the vertex point and the fortune point. So it's almost like our ego doesn't want to know the truth. And, we're resistant to like seeing the solution, the path towards our abundance. It's just like a lot of resistance. So it's this value of just like, make sure you're not putting your head in the sand too much. I feel like this is like, still give someone something, a little bit of benefit where benefit is due. Maybe you do need to just kind of connect or give them a little bit of something, matching vibrations. This is a learning lesson. Remember that like attracts like. That's not necessarily a fun thing when we are dealing with people, situations that are kind of, maybe pulling out the worst part of us, and we make some choices to move along from that. You're making a choice to actually raise your vibration, so to speak, Taurus, meaning a level up, meaning I'm going to choose better things for myself. I'm actually going to choose things that make me feel happy, that make me feel fulfilled. Even if I don't know how this is all going to go, even if I don't know how it's all going to play out, you're putting your hope, your best foot forward. And this is about radiating that light. Sometimes, our paths do detour us, and we have to kind of make peace with that. But it looks like you are. It looks like you're in a good position to move forward. You know where you're at. Just don't get too tunnel vision, right? Like, make sure to still be aware of the people, the situations around you, and try not to provoke too much. All right, Taurus, thank you so much for your time, energy always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear. Or just say, hey, share in a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. Know that I'm sending it back your way.